Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Filipina P, which is the lady on the right. And this is a video titled Why a Woman Can't Be Satisfied. Now, I've already covered a chunk of this video. This is the second part of the video. And she is going around interviewing people about the state of affairs between men and women and marriage and why women cannot be satisfied in 2025. So let's jump into it, guys. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
So what do you think men want from women?
I don't really know. Like, they're not as communicative as women are. Like, you know, when we feel something, we're able to express it easily. I mean, it takes, like, for a woman to speak up finally, for a man to finally say what he wants as well in that moment, which kind of contradicts how she feels. So I'm not entirely sure exactly what a man wants in order for him to stay happy.
And this woman sees the world through a female size. Notice how she said a man would divorce his wife because she didn't earn enough or do as much housework. Now, I've talked to a lot of guys, and I've never heard anyone complain about their wife not earning enough. That's almost exclusively a female complaint. But at least she admitted she had no idea what men really want in order to be happy.
I mean, let's be real. None of the modern day women have any idea what men are looking for in relationships or marriages. Not only do they not have any idea, but they simply don't care. And so this woman is also right. Earlier in the interview, that woman also said that apparently we as men were divorcing our wives, right? The reason why men are divorcing our wives is because they don't earn enough money. I mean, how out of touch can you actually get? Women have no idea about the way men think or what we care about. It's insane.
To be young and naive again. Why do you think most women divorce their husbands?
I would say always looking for something more, not satisfied.
Why do you think men leave their wives?
I'd say respect. That sounds like basic, but like a lack of respect or like not being heard and not getting what you need out of the relationship.
I think he nailed it with the first sentence. Not a lot of respect. Now, that can come in a lot of forms, guys, but let's be real. Usually the lack of respect is like demeaning the man or outright cheating on him or engaging in behaviors that are disrespectful, like, I don't know, hitting the club with the girls, okay? Crap like that. I think this woman absolutely nailed it with the lack of respect thing. I think that is absolutely huge for men.
Some men are being divorced by women because they're not masculine enough. What do you think that means?
I swear.
Sure.
I think that they're pussies and they need to be men.
Yeah, I mean, I like my man manly, so...
Well, that's what we are. That's what you're supposed to be as a man.
Exactly.
I'm traditional. There's traits that I think women should have, and then there's traits I think men should have. There's stuff that you should know how to do as a man and stuff you should know how to do as a woman, I think.
And sad to say, some men are not really keen to learn the basic manly, I don't know, things to do, like changing car tires and
Exactly.
stuff like that. Okay.
I agree.
In your opinion, do you think it's okay to have 50-50 when it comes to household chores?
Completely. I think that, yeah, you should definitely work together because you're both living there. You're both making the mess, but you should both have to clean it. I think, yeah, completely. I agree that it should be split.
Split. Okay, so would it be okay for the women to do the lawn, to have the car fixed, or?
I think that it's important that a woman like knows how and has the knowledge to be able to do those things. But
Right.
in my personal opinion, that's something that I think that the man should just pick up and deal with.
Right, because you guys are, yeah.
We're physically built different. I'm a bulkier man. Here I'm standing next to you. I'm a little taller. I'm a regular size guy. I'm a little taller. I'm a little stockier. That's just how nature, how we're made.
So what should a man do to keep their wives happy?
I would say, yeah, communication is huge. Not just, hey, how's your day? It's, hey, where's your head at?
Okay.
Like,
But would you believe a woman though? Because when we say we're fine, we're not really fine.
if you annoy them enough, they're gonna tell you the truth eventually.
Okay.
You just gotta be persistent.
I love that, guys. I love having to persistently annoy a woman so that she will stop playing games and tell me how she's feeling. The truth of the matter is, guys, is if a woman wants to leave, there's not a lot you can stop her. You know, you can't really do much to stop her from doing it. Women are allowed to initiate no-fault divorce these days, which means that they can file under irreconcilable differences and leave you for any reason. And to be honest, if women are unhappy, they're going to leave you eventually anyway. It doesn't matter if you pick up more chores. It doesn't matter if you validate them more. It doesn't matter if you give into their, list of 27 different demands of the household chores that you should be doing, quote unquote, even though it's their role to be doing it. Typically the dudes are paying the bills. It doesn't really matter. The women, trying to keep a woman happy is a losing game. Women will be with you for as long as you are beneficial to them. It's really as simple as that, guys, right? Like very, very, very simple stuff. Women will be around men that they stand to benefit from. Now, this, of course, becomes more important to women as they push into their 30s and they need a man to provide for them. But when women are looking at long-term relationships, they're typically looking at resources. When they're looking at short-term relationships, they're typically looking at how attractive a man is. I think in general, trying to keep, a woman around is a stupid idea, guys. You should work hard, work on yourself, and you should do those things specifically for you, not as a strategy to keep a woman around.
Okay, so communication.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about intimacy?
I think intimacy is very important. I think that's also another conversation you need to have. You need to be open about it and just understand what your partner likes, have them understand what you like. But I do think that is you can't be romantic without someone without
Intimacy.
Being intimate with them, exactly.
So that was a more traditional guy who's not afraid to help around the house, but thinks that men and women have different strengths and different responsibilities. Like the other guy, he recognizes the importance of physical intimacy, which hasn't even been mentioned by the women so far. Maybe we'll get lucky with this one. So why do you think women divorce their husbands nowadays?
They're not getting enough, like what they need out of the marriage. Like they're having kids and they're just doing all the work.
Okay, so if
guys, I love how it's just all about what the women need, right? It's just like, oh, I'm not getting enough. I'm not getting enough. You ask the man, right? Why are the men leaving? Lack of respect. It's not like we need more resources, okay? It's not like we need more validation. It's just crazy, guys. Always needing more, more money, more resources, more attention, more validation, more of everything,
the woman and the man, they have jobs,
Yes.
Would you say it's fair for them to share household chores?
I would, yeah. If they're both working, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
For those women who divorce their husbands because their husbands are not doing the dishes or whatever, throwing the garbage, how is it better when they're alone with the kids?
It's not better, but it's one less stress of like having to remind somebody, like another child, to be like, can you do this? Like it should be unspoken.
Yeah, guys, would rather be a single mother than to deal with a dude who forgets to take the trash out. Craziness, right? Like, this is what I mean, guys, about trying to keep women happy. Is just like, what the hell's the point? Can't wait to get divorced because I forget to take the trash out, guys. So excited to get married. Oh, and when she leaves you, she can take the kids and a large percentage, if not all of your assets. So you have that to look forward to as well. Great stuff.
Okay, so it's like one fewer child to deal with.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. Why do I have to remind you in a partnership?
Yeah, guys. And also, I just want to mention the kid in this situation as well. So not only is she leaving you and just throwing away the marriage, throwing away the vows because you don't take the trash out enough, okay? But also she's technically ruining the child's life as well, because now the child is going to grow up with, at the bare minimum, a segmented family. It's just wild to me, guys, how modern women will just put everything, they'll put themselves ahead of everything. They'll put themselves at like what I mean to say is they'll completely ruin their marriage. They'll completely ruin their kid's life as long as they stand to benefit in some way from it. It's insane.
Okay, so they should just know automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your opinion, what should a woman do to keep her man happy and satisfied?
I try to do like acts of love,
Acts of love? Okay.
Just go the extra mile.
Ooh, extra mile. You're gonna walk 500 miles. And there's that claim again, that it's better to raise your kids alone on one paycheck than it is to have a husband who doesn't do housework. I must admit, I had no clue how important this was to Western women. As for me, I don't want a man in my kitchen. That's my domain.
I've actually heard this from a lot of older women, man. You know, like the older, more traditional generation, you try and cook in one of these women's kitchens and they simply won't let you. You know what I mean? Like you'll have to be supervised type crap. Like they sincerely do not like it. I would be very interested to know what this woman's definition here of going the extra mile is. You know, notice how what men need to be happy, she has no idea, so she says something incredibly vague. You guys see that, right? She has no idea. She couldn't give something, you know, something like the man did. Like we would all understand, for example, I'm incredibly respectful, you know, like at the very least. She doesn't echo anything of what men might be interested at all. So what she says is she says something incredibly vague because she has no idea. Ridiculous.
But apparently, I'm guilty of old-fashioned thinking. But at least she was willing to go the extra mile to keep her man happy.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean? Like, am I the only one who just doesn't know what that means? Oh, I'm always willing to go the extra mile. Okay, but like, what are you talking about though? No elaboration.
So, if your wife asks for a divorce, what do you think her reasons would be?
She hates me.
She hates you?
Probably hates me.
Okay.
Probably hates the living crap out of me.
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm a guy, and I'm very masculine, I guess.
So,
Too masculine for her.
Too masculine for your wife. What does that mean?
Too much work. With the way the economy is and you got so many bills, you know, a man's got to go out and provide for the house, and you pretty much got to walk out that door every single day. I mean, that's the whole reason you get with a man, right? You want to be protected. If someone comes into the door, you know, you want the guy to grab a shotgun.
What should a woman do to
I love how the clip just cuts, by the way, after he says that. That's funny as.
keep her man happy?
Just rub his back, you know.
Rub his back?
Be proud of him. When we come home, I think a woman should, you know, be just nurturing. I mean, that's just literally what we want. I mean, you ain't got to be nothing special. The dinner ain't even got to be that great. It could be burnt a little bit. I don't care. Just.
That's like pretty spot on, man. You know, again, a lot of this crap, like dudes aren't asking women to be perfect chefs or anything. We're not asking women to go out there and make $100K US dollars plus a year. You know, this guy's just talking about wanting a woman who actually makes his home life something peaceful to come home to. You don't need to be the most talented. Okay, you don't need to have ridiculous model genetics with the perfect cheekbones and all that crap. Like dudes don't give a damn as long as you bring them peace. They really don't care.
Just hold me, rub my back. Yeah, I'm gonna be a real big baby. Just give me some cough medicine. God.
Oh, you poor baby.
Oh,
Come
that's all
on,
I
let me
need.
rub your back.
Yeah, I mean, see, that feels good already.
I can't really see this guy wearing an apron, but I do agree with him about one thing. If there's a noise at night, I want my husband to be in front. I'll back him up with a curling iron and a can of hairspray, but any woman that thinks she can defend the family against a home intruder's been watching too many Hollywood movies where the kick-ass female ninja assassin wipes out a whole squad of heavily armed men twice her size in hand-to-hand combat. It just ain't gonna happen.
True.
But maybe this last woman's got a few words of wisdom.
So, if you were married and your husband said, I want a divorce, what do you think his reason would be?
He probably found someone 15 years younger than me.
Yeah, guys, women are just, dudes are just out here divorcing women just because we're looking for younger ones, apparently. That's hilarious.
Oh no, okay.
Because they want something younger and more attractive. Look at all the movie stars. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, Nicolas Cage and some of the NFL owners. So.
Yeah, guys, because the average man is in the NFL and the average man is like a famous actor. Yes, of course.
Bill Belichick, that sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, what about Leonardo's taste?
Yeah, Leonardo, another example. So that's definitely a trend. So I think in our culture, men see that either in magazines, on the TV, or whatever, and they want it too. So they go for it.
Do you think it's okay if they're rich, it's more acceptable? What if it's just an average show?
I think it doesn't matter. I think obviously it would be easier to get someone younger if you're rich because they'll follow the money. But I also think that all men would want something younger, whether they have money or not. So
Aside from wanting younger women, what do
Yeah.
you think the other reasons why husbands leave their
I
wives?
think they want a more vibrant sex life.
Vibrant.
Vibrant, yeah. So
Elaborate.
I think that women kind of fall into the whole reasoning of they have to take care of everything household-wise. So they're cleaning, they're cooking, they're taking care of the kids, they're driving the kids places, and instead of asking for more help, they become run down, and then they might not be as fun and spicy in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom, and I think that guys kind of get fed up with that over a while.
Okay, so here's what happened, right? Here's what I'm gauging from this. This woman's husband divorced her because they had no intimacy, and then she blamed it on, you know, the household was just too busy, and so he divorced her, or they ended up in a divorce regardless, and he went on to date or marry a younger woman, and she's pissed about it. Men don't just up and leave randomly simply because there's a younger woman around. That's not how that typically works. Now, women will say, oh, what about Leonardo DiCaprio? What about him? Okay, he's a famous actor with millions and millions of dollars who hardly represents the average man. Guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.